and still work with each other without communicating. Like, they know where each other are at, and they know when to help their teammates.
That trust.
But, yes, and also, you know, the bread and butter, dropping a boom shot and just going all out for it. But when you look at Ronin, I mean, these guys, you know, they specialize in utility weapons. They love the incendiary grenades, you know, the Botox, you know, the trick weapons to really annoy teams that they go against. So it's going to be really interesting because once Ronin drop one of their favorite weapons, you will see Fable, you know, counter-react to kind of, you know, force a fight in another area to where, you know, they will stay away from that. They block duel placements, which was really big, and that kind of, you know, that stops Ronin and their momentum in a way.
Yep, I honestly think the way Ronin's been playing against Optic today, literally every single initial, it was in favor of Ronin. And that's something, if you're doing that against Optic consistently and you have that momentum going straight into another match against Fable, Fable's coming off a loss, Ronin's on a win. Exactly like Golden Boy said, the momentum for Ronin is through the roof.
I can't wait. You know, enough talking. I say we send this over to main stage. Let's watch Ronin go against Fable.
Back on the main stage for the losers finals. And let's bring out these incredible teams. First up, we got Ronin. And of course, here comes Fable. So I gotta do it again. Felicitaciones, se les hizo. ¿Cómo se siente ahorita ganar contra ese equipo en ese partido tan impresionante?
Pues nos sentimos como en un sueño, se lo juro. O sea, eso es lo que siempre deseamos todos, todo el tiempo jugado, todos los años jugado Gears solos para esto. Y pues nada, nos sentimos muy emocionados.
So it is a dream come true, yes? All right. So, on the other side, what are you going through? What's going through your head after taking that loss?
I mean, that was a tough loss against Ghost, but playing Ronin, we beat them before, and we're pretty confident we're going to do it again.
Strong words. It's a strong day. Shake hands. And let's do this!
To teams that think that they can go up against us, they're not expecting us to do that well, so they're wrong, and they're gonna see that after this event. We have a lot of confidence this event, we trust each other, so we're gonna win.
Going against Fable, this is the rematch, the grudge match. Last time these two teams faced off, Fable, they definitely made some work with Ronin. But I'm really excited to see how this matchup turns out. As we take a look at our map bans and picks, the first map is actually going to be Impact, followed by Dam and Forge if needed. These maps really Impact as the first map. What are your thoughts?
I honestly think it's a really good matchup for these two teams. They're both really aggressive, and you guys know that when first two spawns are going to run out into that T and table, and that's where it gets started. Obviously, there's going to be a guy in the window trying to cross as much as he can and somebody cutting from middle, but for those first few seconds, the battle's going to go down on that T, and it's going to be who can be aggressive and get that first shot first.
And team fire is going to be so important going into this. And what I was really impressed from Ronin in that Optic match is that they were setting up proper rotations, and the team fire, it's something that I personally haven't seen Ronin function at that level. They are really stepping it up and evolving as this tournament, as this weekend progresses.
I'm going to be quite honest. This map actually, you know, is really good for Ronin because you can place a lot of incendiary nades here, and you could toss them into, you know, the nooks and crannies of this map. But also with Fable, if they happen to put down, you know, a heavy weapon such as a boom shot or whatnot, it's going to be hell. It's going to be, you know, in one tight, small area, and it's going to be really interesting to see how that turns out.
They're really good with their weapon control. So yesterday we saw Phelps, he put down a boom shot. They put down a boom shot, and as he's in a fight with two people, he's got boom shot on his back, out of ammo. He wall bounces, picks up the boom, and then dies. So it's on his back, negates it. And that's actually how they ended up winning against Ronin. So my question is, are they going to kind of identify that threat and change their approach?
Yeah, and also bear in mind, too, that Impact was Fable's pick in Game 3 as well, the last time that these two teams met there. So you know, I mean, I'm a little worried about Impact. I'm just going to have to handedly give this over to Fable because they just seem to this seems to be like a really good comfort pick for this team. Everyone else knows it. That's why they're not playing it against the likes of Ghost Gaming. But
other than the first map, do you think Fable's going to take this matchup again, just like earlier?
I don't know. This is actually kind of tough now. I was at first I was like going to say, yeah, Ronin riding that momentum off of Optic. I just don't like the fact that they're going to Impact first. So hard to say.
I think that one it's going to be a little bit of a toss-up. Fable, they're really strong on this map. Ronin, it's how far is that momentum going to carry them? They are. The Ronin that we've seen today, I've never seen before. So I'm optimistic. I'm going to have to say Ronin.
And for the first time in my life, I don't know.
Okay.
These are the only two teams that have beaten Optic in bracket play.
It's insane.
This season. And then you got one team riding off a high, another team coming back for revenge, and like you guys said, Fable already won this map, so to me it's a toss-up. It's like one of those, like I said at last event, it's one of those 51-49 matchups where literally a gust of wind can blow in some.
Where's the 1%?
Most definitely.
1% is probably, I'll go with Ronin.
Okay.
All right, well, I said we go ahead and send things off to the main stage. Ronin against Fable, Golden Boy and PR, take it away.
All right, let's do it. We got the Boricua connection for the loser bracket final.
I love it. I love it.
All right, let's do it. So here we go. It's all going to come down to this. Fable, Ronin, toe-to-toe. Winner takes on Ghost. Fable wants that opportunity to get revenge, but for Ronin going to the grand finals, this would be a massive opportunity for them. And we were talking about it throughout the weekend, and you guys mentioned it quite a bit. You don't see Impact all that much in the Gears of War Pro circuit, but now Fable, they're starting to bust this one out a little bit more and take more advantage of it. Why are they doing this? What's the reason?
Well, in the beginning of last season, the hills were placed a little bit differently. This season, it kind of got updated. The hills have changed, and these teams didn't really like the dynamic of how the map played. To me, it was similar like a Blood Drive type map from Gears of War 2. I personally didn't like it either. But with this map making it into teams' rotations, I think this is something new. This is something we needed in the scene, especially if you're taking out teams like Optic and Echo. You got to throw those curveballs at them. And Impact is a huge curveball because if you ban a map like Dam or Foundation or something that everyone's used to playing and you throw this map at them, teams won't know how to react.
Well, and a curveball for game number one indeed. As right now, though, no one has really, a solid upper hand. It will be Ronin that does manage to have possession of B and C, but still, though, this is a very early part of the game. Anything can happen as Phelpsy's going to look to push in and challenge now. He's getting cross, though, so he has to be very wary as he will have some support from his teammates, opting to dip down low, and there you go right there. You have Krez helping him out now. Monkeys is going to be the victim of that one, sweeping right through. Another one popping up from behind, and Deza's able to get that one. Still, though, you just need to wait this one out here as they're currently losing B, and he is going to have some assistance, PR.
You see 4 members of Fable at B trying to anchor it down. Another Ronin slowly coming in, but they just need to wait. Use their team fire. They do have the angles. That's going to be Dezenai getting one. Monkeys clean up one as well. Ronin does have the advantage in this fight, but that's going to be Krim. Krim trying to save the game right now. He's going to get a kill and stay alive, but how long can this last? He's going right back in, getting another one on Sleeper, so this could be huge. He does have teammates near him. This is an advantage fight for Fable, but they are getting taken out cross by Adverse, and the fight is going to continue. That's Monkeys, the new guy, getting a kill. Chaos, the guy who went off 2 series in a row against Rise and Optic, making a name for himself here in Vegas.
And just Monkeys, right? This guy, he was the new pickup. They lost identities, and that was a big loss for this team, and such a solid player. He's in the grand final, so clearly that was the impact that player brought to the table, so important. But for him to step up here, first event, and mesh with this squad, impressive, and Ronin poised to be able to take round number 1 here. Not if Marsh has anything to say about it, though. Still, the fight is going to ensue over for B as Marsh finds Chaos in front of him here. Just need to be wary. They can't get to that 207-point threshold. All they need is just 1, and they're going to opt to just hold off in the home. And that is basically going to do it here. 207, that's all she wrote. Round 1 goes to the number 1 Latin American team here in this international showdown.
So the momentum is, we see it on the main stage. It's continuing. Ronin beating Optic, and now they're continuing that here. You see Chaos standing up, basically hyping his team up, and that's something he's been doing since Season 1 when he got picked up for the first time.
I don't know, it looked like he was going for a timeout. I don't know if that's a thing. That's what it looked like to me, at least.
No, I can see how that would be a timeout.
I mean, it was like one finger. It's not necessarily how it works. That means something completely different here in the United States. But, you know, we'll move on with our lives with that one. Yes, so it was a timeout. Hey, look at that. It just, you know, hand signals.
But, I mean, starting off the game like that, that's pretty big on Ronin's end. I mean, the fact that they can take the initial like that and pull out a really good starting game, I mean, that says a lot about the future.
All right.
The fact that Ronin's coming in here and they are slaying with Fable and they're winning some of those initials, it's going to be so imperative. It's going to be so important.
So I agree, but on the side of Fable, this could be a blessing in disguise. You know, they lost that first round. It was kind of close near the end. Somebody was trying to make a last-ditch effort. So this is an opportunity for them to correct the mistakes in the first round, get that extra time, because typically you only get 30 seconds, roughly 40 seconds in between rounds. Now you got a little bit of a blessing in your side, and you just fix those small mistakes, whether it be, okay, I just missed a shot, it's not that big of a deal, or maybe it's just a flaw in the strategy. But on the side of Ronin, you know, you don't really have an opportunity to talk because it just looks by these cameras. There's a little bit of an audio issue in Chaos headset.
Well, if you're Fable, what do you drop right here in your first round loss? I mean, are you expecting them to drop anything heavy or, you know, something like a nice support weapon or whatnot?
Usually in the first rounds, you don't want to drop anything heavy, especially if you don't contribute the loss to something big. You know what I mean? Oh, like I said before, if you missed, you know, typical shot or something, that's when you just throw a side weapon down, a grenade, something small that we can play the round again, and that's when you figure it out. Okay, do you need something big here or something small again? And
how you can adjust the dynamic. I agree. And, you know, this is actually a good opportunity for Fable just to kind of talk about that match, talk about that round. What happened? What were opportunities? Who do we need to contest with? Where do we need to put our focus? Okay, right there we saw that Ronin, they had a better rotation. They came in really strong in the pit. And you know what? They had a cross. So that's something that we didn't really see a strong cross from Fable. We had Monkeys with the newer addition. He's just laying down that cover fire. And that's a team fire that we're talking about with Ronin.
I was just going to say, I feel Ronin is doing a brilliant job of just allowing Monkeys to do his thing, right? Rather than force a player to play around your style, you just get a guy who you play around him. And for a new guy on the main stage, tackling a squad like Fable once again in a rematch, that is just going to give him all the confidence he needs to go in there, bounce around, do what he needs, and get the slays.
GB, I mean, it's pretty simple. When you have a team that's set up to support you all around the map like Ronin did for Monkeys, I mean, it's pretty easy for that one player to go out and just, you know, get loose. But on Fable's end, talking about this weapon drop, I'm going to see them drop something to break these setups. Because if you put down an M-bar or a weapon to really stretch the map, you got people like Craze, Crim, or Marsh pick it up and break those setups.
But you also have a player like Chaos.
True. And Chaos against Rise, Chaos took over the game. I seen a pickup sniper on Forge Blitz up top, gets a shot, rotates it around, and it was just body shot after. He wasn't necessarily getting the headshots, even though he was getting headshots, but body shot after body shot.
Yep.
And I turned to the person next to me. You know, we all see players for the most part. I'm just like, that has to be annoying. Just running around the map, trying to make your plays, and just instantly full red, and you can't do anything. You just got to sit there and just wait.
I would say 9 out of the 10 shots, most of the shots, 90% of the shots that he threw out led into a kill within moments.
60% of the time it works every time.
Hey, there you go.
So that makes the initial way more important on Fable's end, because since your setups aren't as strong as Ronin so far from what we've seen in this matchup, I mean, you have to win that initial fight. You know, if you kill that one player or two guys, that's going to put everything in your advantage. That's going to make it to where your team can get in position to set up and, you know, actually team fire, because now you're later on in the tournament, you're going to have to evolve now. You're going to have to step your game up, plug your Lancer, and make sure your teammates have easy fights.
I don't think they need anything heavy placed right now. It's just, it's first round. They're going to go in, you know, feel it out. Now, is this a consistent thing where we're consistently losing this fight? Okay, then it's a problem. You know, maybe we'll move out of cockpit. Okay, we'll place a weapon on the other side of the map. We'll draw them out where we can kind of get a little bit more comfortable, because outside of cockpit, that's where Fable, where they really were excelling in those fights.
Well, question between both teams. I mean, you have phenomenal players, but who is the real X factor in this matchup for both teams?
You know what? Dezo has been phenomenal. That match against Optic Gaming, Dezo absolutely went off. Ronin, I got to go with Dezo.
All right, what about on Fable?
On Fable, I want to say Marsh or Phelpsy, because these two guys time and time again show up when it matters. And not to say anybody else on the team does not, but just every time I'm looking up at the screen, you know, one of those two guys are getting important kills. And I just remember in Mexico when they took out Echo Fox, it was just Marsh doing everything important at the time to make that happen for them.
Now, I don't know if it was because Fable was shook going against Ghost Gaming, but I mean, their aggressive setups, they were a little hesitant. They were passive. Like, there was, you know, an instance in Pistons where they had the boom shot, and they could have pushed home hill, but they were scared to. They were scared to die, you know. And like you said yesterday, you know, scared money don't make no money, you know. You're going to have to make those plays because that's what makes a difference this late in the tournament.
Especially if you're stepping up and putting those weapons down, like I know Ronin's going to do, I know Fable's going to do it as well. They're not afraid, and that's something in Season 2 that we've seen developed in Season 1. You didn't really see boom shots in Season 1 unless it was like a 6-6 or like a last round of the half. Now, lose a round, boom shot. Lose, you know, 2 round, boom shot is just somewhere instantly. So that takes away the majority of strategy out of the game, and it leads it to raw mechanical skill for the most part. And
that's something that we've seen both of these teams excel. We've got a Latin America team. We also have an EU team. Top 3. Top 3, not just one, but not just one team other than North American NA team, but European and Latin American, top 3. This is the first ever. And you know, we've seen things that we have never seen before, and it shows that throughout the season, these teams are evolving.
It's just been so impressive, honestly. And you know, you talked about players to look out for. For me, it's actually going to be Krim.
Really?
Because Krim was pretty damn good in that game. Yeah,
his shot is insane.
For me, it's Krim and Monkeys. That's going to be the 2 players that I need to look out for. But now it's time to get back into the action. Here we go. It's the loser bracket final. Winner goes up against Ghost Gaming in our grand finals. International Showdown Part Dos. Numero Dos. That's what I'm going for.
And what do we see? First round,
boom shot.
Fable putting that boom shot down. And like I said, Fable is just so confident in their individual skill that you can take away all the strategy, and they're not afraid to bang with you wherever it may be on the map.
But they did this, though, against Ghost, and they paid for it. Ghost made sure that they were able to push in the pit and challenge them each and every time. So they were never really able to bust out the Nashers, be aggressive. They were actually losing Hydron early in those engagements too. So those are things that they're going to need to look out for. Chaos, though, is going to be the first to fall as he is sent back to the respawn. Phelpsy does get that boom shot. So that works out. All's well that ends well for Fable, because that was the weapon that they put down. Now that they have control, they have that confidence to be able to hang with them in the pit. They just need to make sure that these boom shots connect. And that is going to connect. Dezo is going to fall for that one. And now this is going to mean that Ronin has to kind of turtle up a little bit and wait for the reinforcements. But here comes Fable on the move, PR.
Yep, I see it from both sides. They're sandwiching them in right now. And even if this is 12-second respawn, they're keeping that pressure up, trying to get an early lead. And this is where they should slay him out yet again. Not necessarily go for the triple cap, even though you can stay in the hill to force them forward. But you just need to make sure that you don't die for this hill, because if you die for this hill, that gets thrown all the position. But they're not dying for it. They're going to cap it. And there goes Fable striking back, tying it up here 1-1.
That plan worked out. Throw down the boom shot, get in their face, pick it up, and do work. Now it's time to see how Ronin are going to respond here. And they are going to put the sniper down right away. So long shot immediately. They didn't even wait for the time. They just said, you know, we're going to go for the long shot. And it seems like that's going to go for Chaos.
Yep. Usually it is typically Chaos or maybe Sleeper, because Sleeper's really good with the precision weapons, but it shouldn't change the strategy of where the boom shot's placed too much, because that's still the bigger power weapon on the map, and then it might be in a 1v1 somewhere in the middle, or 2v2, something like that.
Why not throw utility down in that situation? Why not send some nades?
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Throwing nades, instants, shock, or whatever it may be, because then you can just quickly toss it towards the boom shot. It's going to be Phelpsy actually picking up that boom shot and putting it to use right away, taking out Adverse, missing his second one, but his teammates able to back him up as 2 more members of Ronin fall, making it a 5v3 for Fable.
Makes you wonder, what was the game plan when they put down the long shot there, because they've not really been able to use it quite at all. Phelpsy is going to pick it up as well. The domination is going to come through. Monkeys needs to make the play happen as he's going to go right into B. Player around the corner. He's going to take some damage though. Sleeper there for the assistance. Now 2 members of Fable, but there you have it. The European squad just shut them down, and they get control of B. And now all they need to do, go for the domination. So close from being able to make that happen, and Phelpsy has a snipe looking over on C. They have 2 players here as well. If anyone tried to get a little reckless and poke over the ledge, they're going to be left without a face. And there you have it, Phelpsy. He said, Chaos, go ahead and challenge. I dare you. I'll go ahead and remove your face, remove you from the equation in this moment in time. Domination now, 5 seconds remaining. Can Ronin push in? Can Ronin make it happen? Adverse is gonna pop him from behind, able to get the kill onto Craze. Domination one more time though. Is anyone there to stop it? No. That's gonna be 2 in a row for Fable.
That early aggression with the boom shot led to that, and that was actually good, smart plays by Fable. This time, we saw last time they went for that triple cap initially. This time, they got the first 2 kills, and then they pushed up. Since they were already in a pressure setup, it didn't take them long to threaten and eventually get that triple cap.
Once again, Ronin find themselves in a familiar situation, but this time they're going to take a little bit more time with this. And the mark set goes down by parking in hospital, so once again, precision weapons, some support weapons for their teammates, recognizing that maybe they're going to need that help in the pit, long lines of sight to be able to assist them here. But it has been a struggle so far. Ever since the boom shot has been put down, the tone of this matchup has changed significantly. And Ronin just, they don't have an answer, PR. They don't have an answer for Fable.
I almost wanted to see him go for that little node angle in the big window where he can shoot down towards the shot with the Mark there. He's actually going to choose to rotate right away. Mark striking first, taking out Enzo, but Chaos doing what he can to even it up here 4-4. And it does look like Monkeys and the rest of Ronin are going to have control over that boom shot as they pick it up and get 2 more kills, 4 dead on the side of Fable. Crazed all by himself. What is he going to be able to do? Is he going to be able to hold off? But Ronin, they didn't even cap their home hill yet, so this isn't going to be a triple cap. This is going to prolong just a little bit longer.
I also like what Craze did there. Instead of trying to just double back over to home, he was just not in a really good spot to do that. And because of the size of the map, he just said, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and push forward to B. Now this is going to lead Adverse to have to deal with 2 members here, and he's able to get the double kill. And the domination comes in because Hydrone couldn't get in time. Now we're all knotted up 2-2. And that was a heads-up play by Craze, but they were able to just remove him immediately. And now, knotted up yet again, PR.
I felt like we're just watching a textbook team play Gears of War, even though we're seeing some shotgun kills and things like that, but nothing is flashy, nothing is prolonged. Teams are just winning their first fight and then pressure setting straight forward, and they're not overextending or staying there too long to where they get wiped and the other team has a chance. They're making sure they get the next round of reslays or get the next position to cross them out so they can't move forward out of spawn. Both teams are doing a good job of this.
This is exactly how it was the last time these 2 teams faced off against each other. It was mind games. There was a lot of respect, and while there's a lot of toys on the map to mess around with, still it was a matter of just Ronin and Fable recognizing that at any given time one of them were going to get the better of the other. It's just been such a great matchup thus far, and you do have Prim getting a kill onto Dezo. Now the odds are going to be in the favor of Fable here as they take out a few more members of Ronin. Now the push begins over at the home. He's going to have to force back Monkeys here all by himself as he rotates over to B. No one has capped anything quite yet, but it's just more or less just been about the slays. Getting the slays and starting it. Now you're going to see that cap come through. He's going to be exposed in the middle, wide open, and there's not much he could really do in that moment, but he tried his absolute best. Unfortunately for him, that's going to be met with a demise there from Dezenite as now they look to set their sights and reclaim map control.
I don't agree with Hydra on what he just did right there. That's not worth it to die for. You want to be able to set up, catch him off spawn, because you know you already have the map position, so just set up and let them come to you. But instead, you know, he overstays on the home net, just like I talked about, and died for it. If you look at the sniper and the beam shot in the hands of Phelps, he's
little T2 combo, Gears of War.
Combo, exactly, that, but he's going to get pushed. Oh my God! Phelpsy putting on a show early on.
He has a family.
Not anymore.
My word. My word. We have to move on with our lives here, folks. We have to just move on with our lives. No! Phelpsy's living in the moment.
I think I called it. Marsh or Phelpsy, right? I meant to say Phelpsy.
Yeah, sure. Phelpsy. My lord.
Going for that
what
triple
is
cap
this?
now with these headshots that he's doing. He's stunned right now, but they are threatening with the triple cap. 40-point lead, so they don't really necessarily die for this. Like I talked about, you get that next round of reslays. Hydro getting 2, Grim getting 1, and they're threatening with this triple cap. Only one person able to touch it. That's already Monkeys. He does get the reset, but that's all up to Adverse. I don't think there's enough time, so this round is going to go for Fable 3-2. But Phelpsy, the man.
You can't do it like that, okay? You know, yes, it's an M-rated game, but sometimes you can take it a little too far. that's exactly what happened. I need a shower after that one.
That was too dirty.
I need to bathe. I need some soap. Do you have soap?
I think so.
You have some deodorant cleaner? Because that's your name? Give me a bath. Wrong cleaner? Okay, never mind. I really wanted a bath because that was just filthy. Okay, here we go. We got to move forward here, people. We got to regain ourselves. We look forward in this matchup. Fable's up 3-2 after putting the dirty on Ronin. Marks is down. They denied cockpit there as well. You got Incense. Also, boom shots out. So they took out the boom shot and put the Incense in there.
Yep.
That's going to try and throw them off a little bit and maybe mix things up.
Which is smart play. They're not winning that fight. You saw the second round going on the side of Fable. The Chaos finally getting first man on the side of Ronin. Just the first time we've seen it in a few rounds. So good job by them, and they're trying to angle him out right now as another player goes down. But Krim getting that instant on Dezenite. Chain revives coming out between Krim and Phelpsy, and Krim coming up huge, taking out Munksy. They're saving his teammate right here, and now it's going to be all up to Chaos and Sleeper to try and hold their defense here. Chaos is put full red, and the sniper is in the hands of Phelpsy again.
That was some solid crossing from Ronin, but just not enough in that moment. They were really peppering them with shots. Phelpsy, though, with the sniper. PR, you called it, quote unquote, that he's going to be the guy to look out for with this long shot. And I think this is, I think we're in for another treat here potentially if it's anything like we saw in round number 5 that led to that third round victory for them. Phelpsy, though, around the corner. Knows that player's going to be hanging around the tires. And there you go. He's going to have a teammate there for support. Now that's going to put him in a really bad spot, though. Monkey's got that headshot onto Marsh. Is it going to be enough to kind of turn the tides as Chaos gets a kill onto Krim? And Phelpsy, wisely enough, backing away. He has the long shot. He could do damage from afar. He does not need to bother himself with continuing on a fight that just won't go in his favor.
With the score relatively close, beat for the most part, that position. Instants are about to be up in roughly 5 seconds. I would like to see Fable go over to those instants and grab them, and you can use those instants to keep the next sniper away because the sniper is up to 25 seconds. So you use the 2 power weapons that you can potentially have to get the third, and then map control, and then move forward from there.
Well, let's see if that's their game plan. They make it happen. Phelpsy still hasn't really found anything with this one. Hydron does get the instant. There you go. Nice clean shot onto Chaos as he just had no idea where that player was going to be coming from, but he made his presence felt, Phelpsy. Phelpsy made his presence, Phelpsy. Hey, I'm proud of myself for that one. Please don't fire me, Coalition.
Eventually, Ronin would have an opportunity to win off one as long as that team gets decapped. Blue Sniper is up, and Dezenite trying to defend his home with all of his might right now. He's chasing the member of Fable off.
He's thirsty.
It's a Hydron. He's actually chasing. He does have an extra cross from up top as well, but he's not really executing in that shotgun fight just yet. He's taking too long. He's going to be able to escape. Like I said, Sniper is up, so he's going to be able to grab it.
Dezo wasn't able to get that kill earlier. He's still thirsty. But never mind. He's going to have to go on and not get a drink of water today.
I do believe Phelpsy grabbed an extra snipe ammo on that weapon pickup, but 30 seconds, instance coming up again. If you look at the score, it's rather composed. I do believe Fable can come back here too. They just need to hold it off uncontested and not die in the random spots. That's the big thing for most Gears of War teams. They just end up dying when they don't have to, especially for position that doesn't matter.
Well, here we go. The final moments now. Fable looking to gain back. Sleeper, though, gets the kill on the mark. Now they're going to get the domination. Is the player going to be able to move in there for the denial? Yes, they make it happen, though. 3 members now actually swarming around the point. But Ronin are losing players like flies. Dezenite, though, comes out with a double, and an adverse answers right back. They're not gaining any points, so while all that was going on, they ended up losing out on their home, and now they have to make moves, but they can't do it quick enough, and that is going to be Fable getting another round win, 4-2.
Into the half, man. That is a momentum killer from Ronin coming off of that hot win from the match prior, but on the side of Fable doing everything right. They're winning their individual battles, and they're making sure that even though they're shoddy aggressive and wolfpacking, they're doing it as a team with a little bit of Lancer fire here and there. So we're going to go into the half. Everything is wiped off the map. Respawns are reset to 10 seconds, but the strategy is going to be very, very similar.
When we started this round off, Ronin got the first point. That should tell you something here. Ronin feels perhaps a little confident when they don't have to worry about the power weapons. Ever since the power weapons like the boom shot were introduced, that's when Ronin started to struggle. Surely though, Hydron is going to be on the prowl. He's able to get the headshot there onto Dezo. looking around for his next victim. Can he find it though? He's just supporting his squad, and look at that, man. Just, you know, getting good movement around the map, busting out the Lancer, assisting his teammates, staying alive. That is just some beautiful play there from Hydron. A guy you always see push in there, and especially in that Ghost matchup, dying so early so many times. He's just letting his teammates get those kills, and he's supporting them beautifully. Push starts to come through though. Sleeper now onto Marsh, and he has 2 members down. And this is just going to be a pickup party. You have to be so careful here. So many guys are going to be down presently. Finally getting back up. Now though, Hydron on to kill with Chaos. Can he follow up with another one? Yes, he can onto Sleeper, but he can't get the third. But it's okay, the damage was done.
Yeah, Hydron getting behind the enemy team as during that, like you said, pickup party. He's able to get one. He was taken out right after, but it opened the door for Fable to continue what they're doing. But Adverse taking out Krim with a flank, and he's going to continue to move up. Eventually, I do think he's going to go back for B, but he's going to try a little bit of Secret Man. Hydro sees him coming, gets it full red. Adverse puts himself in a bad spot, able to get it down, not able to clean it up. So good teamwork by Fable, and actually, Des and I tried to save him. You got to know when to just let your teammate die and move around the map and set up for what the next play is going to be.
Yeah, they just put too much into that. Now end up losing 2 players. And they already had control as well. They had D, they had E Fable, so that was just an investment that went sour. Now let's see though how Ronin are gonna figure out to recoup, get in this game. Once again, the crosses come through for Ronin. Just supporting one another. The push starts to happen. Dezo's able to get the first kill onto Hydron. Here comes the flank though. Chaos got to follow it up. Yes, she's able to do so. Phelpsy's going to be out of this one. And now the push starts to happen. They get E. They start to get that control. They start to put the punishment down onto Fable. Only 1 left remaining. 1 spot left to gain. All they need is to hold down this 1 spot and they could win this one out. But the pressure's starting to come through for Ronin, and now that flip's going to take place. Phelpsy, he's going to be in the middle. He's able to get the kill onto Monkey. Marsh now for the support. Chaos with the follow-up. Marsh takes out Sleeper. Chaos by himself. Can he make it happen? No, he cannot. He cannot make it happen.
You got to know when to just play for taps. You don't have to necessarily go in and break it. You had plenty of time, but you see the members of Ronin being taken out, and with nobody in position to even be near that hill, that's going to be another round for Fable. 5-2 over Ronin, and they're making a statement here in our losers bracket finals.
Multiple rounds in a row here for the European team as they go up 5-2. 3 rounds in a row, as a matter of fact. Ronin have had some glimpses of hope. Glimpses. But in the eyes, or in the hands, excuse me, I don't know where I was saying eyes from, but in the hands of Fable, they have been crushed each and every time. Maybe eyes, maybe, I don't know.
I don't disagree with this one in Fable. They, instead of throwing that boom shot over on towards the east side, they threw it on where B hill would typically be inside of the cockpit, and that's going to force a different style of fight to where you're going to have a guy being able to sit in the window, and that's going to usually be Sleeper, especially if you put a marksman down for him, and that's going to allow him to possibly take over the game and let Dezenide and Chaos do exactly whatever they want.
Boom shots down. How does this play out? Try and go for that box fight there. Dezo's going to wisely back away, throw down the smoke, and just see if they can sniff him out here. Oh, but he's going to eat a lot of that. Phelpsy takes out Monkeys. Dezo still tucked in the corner, and that's just going to be easy pickings there for March. And now they get the boom shot, and the march goes forward. They get the kills. It's going in their favor. This has been a solid start for a European team as a #1 Latin American team, despite having that boom shot. And I think he was not able to. I think he used the last shot there, so that's going to do it. So boom shot's out, but still though, now it's time to get that positioning PR.
Exactly that right now. Nobody has capped E. The first points are going to go on the board of Fable. This is all about rotation I've seen so far, and how they react to everything. As you see Dezenide kind of all by himself, at least in the physical fight against Phelpsy. Nobody from Fable actually even helping him. Sleeper's going to put down some good fire. Dezenide going to be able to get one. He's going to finally be taken down, but Marsh was down as well. Ronin, I felt like they needed another body down there with them. Dezenide was taken out, and there's really no physical help. As you see more fights going down, Sleeper taking out Praise, and this is where they're finally together, but they don't have any positioning now. So they did all that fighting and gained nothing out of it.
Yeah, just so much put into that engagement. Just weren't able to find what they needed They have to invest more, send more bodies. Fable, though, they're looking to dominate this one in just a little bit. And there you have Monkeys in chaos back to respawn. Marsh, though, will be the victim of Desanide, but it won't really matter because they get the kills there. Sleeper's still staying alive, trying to box it out with Craze, but he needs to push in. He needs to make something happen, and he's able to do so. That is going to put them right back into this fight.
Sleeper just completely embarrassing Craze right there, pushing into him, taking him with an up A on the other side of the map. Monkeys continuing his onslaught as he takes out Phelpsy. The aggression of Ronin is beginning to add up right now, but is it a momentum shift? I don't think just yet. I think they need to do a little bit more, especially with the next boom shot coming up rather soon. This is where both teams are going to pile up. Ronin does have the position advantage, but if Fable are coming off the spawn, they can have well-placed smokes and eventually push him out of table and take over that side of the map. But it's going to be Desanide throwing that smoke. The boom shot is up. He's unable to get that quick pick, but this gives an opportunity for Fable to push out. Desanide getting that kill on Hydrone, and now Fable knows they need to contest that boom shot. They can't give him a quick pick. A second kill for Desanide and a third for Monkeys. They do win this one as Desanide getting a 3-piece. Last member up is Phelpsy. That's 5 dead. Boom shot in the hands of Desanide. This is their opportunity to triple cap right here. Hydrone,
what a run.
The only member up. I don't think he's going to make it, so 3-2, Ronin slowly climbing back.
That was a great run, PR, and you called it, right? They wanted to get those smokes in better places, but they just weren't able to do so in time. They threw down their own smokes, Ronin, and because of that, just forced everyone back in that fight. So now here we go. Ronin have 3 points, not out of it yet, not by a long shot. What are Fable going to do? What is Fable going to do? So the Incendiaries in the middle will really disrupt that fight at Cockpit. And that's just going to make it very fun for us as we get ready for our next round.
It's going to change up the strategy just a little bit. I do like that from the side of Fable. Trying to take over the game, exactly that. So that if you win that middle fight, even if you don't win Boom, you throw the instant on Boom, they can't even pick it up. But you still got to watch out for the quick pick opportunity that both teams have.
Oh boy, what a game this has been so far. If you're just joining us, this is the loser bracket final here. International Showdown Part 2 between Fable and Ronin. The #1 Latin American team, Ronin, versus the #1 European team. Fable coming off of a loss against Ghost. Meanwhile, Ronin, huge victory against 5-time champions Optic Gaming. And now you're starting to see, as the red team, Fable completely push Ronin out, forcing them into an uncomfortable position. And they're just going to clear it out. They're going to get possession of the home of Ronin, and now look to Lancer them down as they try and push forward here.
It seems like a meltdown from Ronin so far. Fable's just doing everything right, taking control of the game. No matter what weapon Ronin puts down, they just cover it really well as Fable gets another round. Now they're on map point. You know, Ronin needs to wake up. How do you beat the 5-time champions, and then you're here against Fable, a team that also beat the 5-time champions, actually?
Nothing makes sense anymore.
This is what I said, you know, 41 or 49-51 matchup. It can go either way. You've seen it here, but Fable, that 51% taking over the game. Now it's up to Ronin. I want to see them drop that Marksa. You know, Sleeper is really good with the Marksa. He can take over the game. I want to see them do Ronin placements and not fall into Fable's game.
What's the weapon going to be? Game point for Fable. After a crushing defeat against Ghost, to bounce back like this after Ronin just eliminated the 5-time champions in Optic Gaming. Huge, huge opportunity for this European team.
So the Marksa is down. I would like to see Sleeper pick up that Marksa and put it to use in the window right away. I know this guy, when the Marksa used a headshot, Sleeper would get headshots from across the map on maps like Acclaimed. And there you go. He is forward, quickly putting it to use just like I said, but nobody's able to clean it up. And that's a second opportunity. Boom shot was killed, but it is open for the grabbing as Adverse trying to do what he can to stop that from happening. More Marksa fire coming down. He's doing what he can. He gets another down with that Marksa. Like I said, Sleeper's going to do everything he can to take over the game. Boom shot still not in play. Crazed versus Sleeper, and Desanide is coming off a respawn quickly, so all he needs to do is push him out, allow Desanide to come up behind him, and they can get that boom shot right afterwards, and they're going to kill Craze and get the hands on that boom shot, and it's going to be in the hands of Monkeys.
You little wizard. PR, you called it. You said that's what you wanted to see, and your wish was Cleaner's demand. That was I don't know. Your wish was your command. There you go. That was the phrase. I'm exhausted here. You know, I'm old, but anyway. This has just been a clinic in what I love about Gears of War is that you can see these plays. You know, it is an incredibly complex game, but simplistic in its execution, and those moments, especially when you see the marks of plays come out, getting the overhead, getting the angles, and the way that, you know, in theory it's like so simplistic, it's so easy, but to execute it, very challenging. Because of boom shot, you just don't want to get a little too reckless with that one, and wisely enough saving that out, and that requires a lot of trust in your teammate too in that situation to be able to clutch out and not invest a boom shot into that. And they're gotta be careful, you can get dominated here. Marsh is gonna go down, 5 seconds remaining, and no one is going to be in a position to stop it. Boom shot's gonna take care of that one. Now we're at 6-4. Ronin answer back, getting their 4th point here, but still an uphill battle if they want to take game 1.
You know, in that marks up placement from Ronin, it was their last placement if they wanted to win the round. And if there's any placement that I would like to see from that, it was exactly that. You know, they don't have to worry about anything else because the map was already built, and that marks up placement just was the nail in the coffin. That was the icing on the cake, whatever you want to call it. And Sleeper, I expect him to pick it up almost every round and put it to use over at E. You know, you're typically going to see a 1v1 for those nades, so our action is still going to go over towards that boom shot. But Hydrone, 25 kills for Fable. He's putting on a show, but can they close it out?
Eyes will be on Sleeper once again because of how he played out the last round. Overhead, the angles, the assistance. This is going to be a telling situation, to say the least.
Fable actually learning from the round prior. They do get the boom shot, but once again, Sleeper, like I said, no one's going to be able to escape that mark, so that's going to be 3 dead for Fable, as it's 2. Are they going to be able to get the 3rd one? Oh no! Hydrone actually got out with a boom shot. I didn't even get the triple kill. Hydrone taking over the game. I just said he had 25 kills. With those 3 kills, he's now at 28. And with these long respawns, it's an opportunity to Fable to close out map number 1.
The plays from Hydrone, saving them in that moment. Just, you know, if they would have continued on in that path, it would have been domination potentially for Ronin, and we could have been looking at 6-5, but Hydrone coming up clutch. He has been a dominant slayer in this game thus far. Now they just got to regroup, think about how they want to approach this. They're not out of this at all. The game is so early here. What a moment.
Yep, so you see it's going to slow down just a little bit. No weapons are respawning for about a minute, minute 15, depending on which weapon you're talking about. It's going to be up to Fable to make the move. I do expect them, or I would like them to, you know, take their time. Take your time on this. You have an opportunity to set up for the next boom shot, or at least make the same push that we saw a couple rounds prior. It didn't work before, but that's your best opportunity here, especially since Ronin already has everything set up. They have Marksa and everything in their control, and I do believe that's going to be Sleeper or somebody else on the side picking up the Marksa again. And this is what you don't want if you're Fable. So if you do somehow lose this round, the first thing I'm looking at to do is taking off that Marksa.
It has certainly been a difference maker for Ronin, who are very close, inching their way back into this game. That weapon, the Marksa, has been the difference maker here. Things have slowed down, and perhaps you're right again, BR. They're just going to wait it out. They do get the kill on Adverse, so they're left with a man advantage now for Fable. They're just trying to get these angles, trying to get the kills. Here comes the challenge to Hydrone once again. Can he be the superstar? He tries to get a little reckless, and he's going to pay for that one as he goes down. And he had boom shot. Ended up, I think he ended up just dying with that one. Phelpsy did get the boom shot for Fable in turn. So they give up boom, Ronin, but still though, forcing them back. Phelpsy's so weak. He's going to use it, ends up getting baited to use that boom shot, losing out on that very valuable weapon.
And with nades up as well, 160 and counting. They're actually, I thought they were to sneak that one. Phelps using a second boom. I actually don't mind Dez and I dying like that. It's what, 14-second respawns here on the half. You make them waste that second boom. You have an opportunity to get grenades. Exactly. So everything's going in your favor. You just got to make sure you don't get wiped and don't allow them to decap your hill for free.
All you need is one. They are going to lose F though. They're just going to wait. Make the move. The grenades start to come through, and there goes Hydrone. He's out of this one. Adverse is going to drop back, but they should be able to get F. And look at that, though. The nade once again. Crazy and Phelps here out of this. Adver's in a fight down by E with Crim, and it doesn't really matter because they have F. All they needed was one hill, and they got it. That's going to be 2 in a row for Ronin.
Dezenite and Sleeper taking over this game. You know, we thought it was going to be, or I thought it was going to be chaos a little bit. I know Cleaner mentioned Dezenite, but Sleeper showing up with that marksman placement. But now, Fable, they got an opportunity to take it out, but they're actually looking over changing where that boom shot would be and forcing more of standard gameplay. But as long as Sleeper can just put those early shots down on anybody leaving that blood drive or hospital area, that's what's going to make the difference, because I don't see anybody on the side of Fable that can use it at the caliber in which Sleeper 17 kills, 17 downs.
Yeah, but remember, a lot of those came from Fable pushing up and being caught by that boom shot. So it wasn't necessarily, I agree with that decision, maybe not removing the Markza, because now they, as you mentioned, they nullify it and things kind of go back into a standard play here. They're not going to lose players early. They're not going to get down early in the initial engagement. So this is the opportunity Fable was looking for. They are game point here, people, but Ronin, they're riding a wave of momentum based off of what we've seen from Sleeper and that weapon right there, the Markza.
Yeah, you know, Ronin actually kind of a trick shot. You never really see 3 to E, and they actually did that. Trying to take the side. Adver's overstaying his welcome, getting taken out by Craze. This is roughly 20-second respawn, so every death is huge. You need to treat this like an execution game type that we've seen in past Gears of Wars, where your life matters so much. I know you can respawn, but more than likely, if you die, it's going to be, 20 seconds. That's an eternity in Gears of War time.
Just look at that. Craze with the Markza now. He's just trying to make good use of that. Recognizing that it's been just hurting him so much in this game.
He got the down on one. Able to clean it up as well. Sleeper getting the down. He's actually going to read down. Yep, told you. He's going to read down them. Like I said, I'm hyping up this kid so much because I've never seen him use it, or never seen anyone use it at the caliber that he does. I'm not saying that he can only use that weapon, but he just shines so much. You know, and I like to see it right now. And anybody fighting that middle, you know, I would tell Fable not to fight there. Try to draw them inward or cut towards the B side and then fight there. But if you stay in the open where Sleeper can angle you out, you're just going to continue to get down.
Well, while all that was going on, Fable were able to get E. So they have the better portion of the objective in this map. A man down, though. You mentioned it before, how long that respawn is. Every life matters as you get into these later rounds. Chaos is going to go charging right in, finding Craze in front of him. Through the smoke? No, he's not going to get the kill. He's just going to have to back up, and it's going to force him away from that advantageous position for the time being.
Dezenite with the instance in hand. Fragging over, about to come up in like 5 seconds, but it is Ronin trying to make sure that Fable doesn't have 2 hills. They're threatening their home though. It's a 3v3 about to go now. Actually a 4v3 in favor of, and you know, as I say that, another player rotating over. Phelpsy with the nade. This could be a huge opportunity to Phelpsy if Ronin continues to swarm in towards F, which they're not, but you could fall through that window and get a multi-kill if possible.
Such a close game here. Fable are a game point. Ronin so close from tying this back up in game number 1. Can they do it? Can the Cinderella story continue? Really a Cinderella story for both of these teams here in Las Vegas. Taking a gamble.
Dezenite taken out. It's a bad time to die. If you look at the score, oh boy, it's rather close. You want to make sure you keep all your team up. That way you can defend a push. And it does look like, we're trying to see the score. I know 1-7, 190. You win off 1. If you look at that, Fable is going to be able to come back with 2. As long as it's uncapped, that's great plays by Ronin to decap E. And they don't have to cap it. They just need to keep it decapped for just a little while longer. D is being decapped as well. F is, Fable's the only one getting points. Are they going to be able to close it out? 5 dead for Ronin. Fable take map number 1.
The domination comes through, and Fable, after a grueling game 1, losing 2 in a row there at the end, managed to edge them out.
I mean, I just have to say, that was individual domination, okay? If I'm on Ronin's end and I'm their coach, if I see a 1v1 coming, I'm going to tell my teammate to get out of here, because that's what Fable did best. Whenever they got into a 1v1 fight, they won. And Ronin, they did well when they, used their numbers and team shooting and also the Markza, and that's what they really need to start using heading into map 2.
Sleeping on Sleeper.
Yeah.
Sleeper, absolutely coming out. I mean, rating it at 10 right now on that support. The Markza downing 2 individuals. That's no easy feat. And then just keeping him down. The only reason why they were able to get away is because he simply ran out of ammo.
Yep, I agree with that. And that one round where Hydron was able to sneak out with the boom shot. He was the first one down. His teammate went for the revive. He got downed as well, but I guess there was a revive that I didn't even see myself, and he comes up clutch, getting 2 kills with that boom shot to defend the rest of that round. Who knows, if they win that round, could have been a momentum shift for Ronin.
Oh, that was a big triple kill that he had, but another momentum shift that I saw was when Phelpsy had the double headshot with the sniper. I mean, when you have players like that on your team that specialize in weapons like, the Marks and the sniper, you're going to have to put it in their hands. You're going to have to make pushes to make sure that those players acquire those weapons to put your team on top.
I mean, this game.
It was phenomenal, man.
This has been fun to come back and cast. I'm actually having a damn good time here. When you see plays like that, when you see Phelpsy just taking faces, and it's not the flashiest thing, but
they're flashy as hell.
Sleefer's Marksa play, I love that kind of stuff. That's that's like bread and butter almost.
If
right?
I'm a Slayer
it's
and
so
I'm going,
delicious when it happens.
It is, and it's a confidence boost for your Slayers because you're going to have Dezo, you're going to have Chaos running in there knowing that Sleeper's going to have their back with that Marksa. He's going to put in those few shots, and then Chaos and Dezo, they can go forward and they can capitalize it, either get the kill or get the down. It's just that little bit of damage that is going to give them that edge. Fable, you saw it, they just have a little bit of better rotations and map control. Fable, they're strong. They're extremely strong on impact. We thought maybe Ronin, they were going to bring a little bit of momentum into this match. It wasn't the case. And Fable dropping that boom shot the very first round.
Speaking of maps,
they're pretty aggressive.
Strong at. If we're looking at our next maps coming up, we're playing on Dam, okay? And we've seen Fable play on Dam almost this whole tournament because what they like to do is they like to put down the heavy power weapons and also the frag grenades in the middle on the plat, and they take advantage of that. They love those big group fights. So the question is Ronin going to go ahead and counter that? Because last time they played on that map, it was a big chess game. It was a game of strategy, like Golden Boy said, where you saw, utility weapons, you saw boom shots. But the question is, how are they going to handle that initial fight?
Yeah, I just do want to say, though, I kind of call Fable to win game 1.
Yeah,
I did. I'm on fire. I just want to throw it out there. I'm on fire.
I feel like Ronin's problem was they put
great.
themselves too deep in a hole. As you saw them start to make that comeback little by little, but you can't allow that to happen this late in the game. Losing early rounds, potentially that you shouldn't have as well. It could go back and forth. Fable did a good job of closing out those rounds, not saying anything like that. But when you have an opportunity to win these rounds, you got to be able to close it out. Especially when the winner of this has to 2 series against Ghost.
I don't have a problem with how Ronin, played that map because the thing is they learned later on. Because at first, Fable was running through them, but Ronin started to learn, what they needed to use. They needed to drop down the marks. They had to learn to play as a team. They had to stop pushing 1v1s. But the weapon drops were the most important thing.
That was the next level. That's where it turned into that chess match again. Taking out that boom shot, repositioning the incense, playing their strengths. And you saw them kind of come back round after round. So things like that, properly utilizing the map and those weapon placements and the Marksa and utilizing Sleeper to his full potential with that Marksa, absolutely incredible. That's what I think, that's what I'm expecting from this next matchup.
Yes, congratulations to Fable for winning map 1. We're going to head over to map 2 after this short video about Fable.
The best thing about being in Fable is with a team. What makes our team special is how well we can come together and keep the same hype, keep the same gameplay, and constantly improving ourselves every day. If Fable was to take home a trophy, I definitely feel EU teams will get more driven into the community and get more players into the community and experience what we experience and have a good time. Fable is determined to win this event.
And you know what? This is going to be pretty tough because you've got Ronin. They actually took out Optic on Dam. Now, Fable coming in, Dam is one of their stronger maps. They've proved that they can slay. They have the rotations. They have the teamwork. It's going to be a toss-up. Predictions, guys?
I'm going to have to change my vote. I'm going to be on the Fable hype train for the rest of this match.
After witnessing what we just saw?
I'm going to
you've been
go
right.
Against the grain.
You've been right so far, though, man.
I'm gonna go for Ronin. I think we're gonna see game 3.
All right, so we just traded predictions here.
We did trade.
All right, now since you guys are trading, I'm gonna have to remain consistent. So that means I'm gonna have to stick with my prediction of Ronin.
Okay.
I really like Ronin heading into map 2. Okay. I'm really a fan of Fable on Dam, But from what I've seen from Ronin, they're learning. So, you know, they beat Optic game. Okay, they lost against Fable in the past, but this team is different now. Okay, the only thing that we need to see from them is their initial fights. They can't push those 1v1s. They're going to have to utilize their numbers, which I want to see them abuse Hydro. And I hope they were taking a look at how Ghost handled that and apply that in order to be successful on this map.
I will say this. In the Ronin and Optic match on Dam, that's something that we did see a little bit more of. That was a little, it was impressive. You see them escalating and elevating their gameplay and manipulating their strategies and kind of adjusting it, making adjustments on the fly, and kind of being proactive as opposed to reactive at times with the setups. So they're able to read this setup and kind of counter it.
And also another thing I want to point out too, reason why I felt like Fable were going to win Impact was simply because they won it before, right? They won Impact before, they beat Ronin. Ronin just could not seem to figure that out. It just was a map that they were not comfortable with. But now they're going to head to their comfort zone, and damn, after just defeating Optic on here, I have to echo the sentiments of you, Cleaner. It just makes sense that on paper, Ronin should be able to win this. But you guys have all, and this is a big but, you guys have all been saying it comes down to those initial engagements, the shotgun battles. If Fable continue to have their way like this, putting down the boom shot early, getting nice and aggressive in the pit, that is just going to be, this is going to spell doom for Ronin early on in this game.
One thing I want to see Fable do, okay, I want to see him throw the boom shot down in, you know, the typical area. But if Ronin starts coming back and puts down frags or incendiary grenades, I want to see them block that out. I want to see them really force the fight to where they know they can win it.
If the fight goes to pit, Fable has the edge, I think.
Yeah, you know, one thing, and my reason for picking Fable is you guys say Ronin beat Optic. You know, Fable did it twice in a row in 2 different events.
I mean, I'm just saying.
On this map.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
You know, and to me, it's just going to,
like
you said, though, it's just going to come down to those individual fights and who's winning them. You know, if Fable comes out hot with that boom shot placement, I see them, you know, steamrolling the rest of the round. But if Ronin can have a good defense, they have a chance as well.
Oh, most definitely. We're heading off to map number 2 on Dam. Fable against Ronin, PR, and Golden Boy. Take it away.
All right, let's get into this. Come on, crowd. Let's liven up. Let's make some noise. Let's you know, liven up here in Las Vegas. I get it. Everyone went out. You know, they had couple drinks, maybe played on the roulette table, maybe play some blackjack, but it's time for some Gears of War. It's time for some gears. Let's get into this. These two teams trying to box each other out in the pit, but now this fight's going to begin, and we're in the action, PR, and it seems as if things are going to just slow down. Oh, never mind. I was going to say things were going to slow down, but we were on that wrong person because Adverse just went in there and bodied Crim, happened to start giving them that man advantage early on.
You know, Ronin actually threw a trick shot that you don't normally see. They do it in the first round. Typically, you only see one go out wide towards Cloud side. They sent 2 people out wide. Didn't send anybody babies test, and that's how they were able to get that kill so early on. You see Desmond and another member trying to stay alive. Sleeper was able to get a kill on Craze. Desmond going down to Phelpsy. So Fable fighting back as Crim also gets a kill of his own. So it's all tied up here 3-3 for a moment as 2 members of Fable are spawning up. They're going to be able to rotate over. So they need to clean up this fight here early on. Phelpsy missing a quick flank shot, missing 2 shots, but able to clean it up with a 3rd. But you got to make sure you're hitting your shots when it matters. That's a nice double kill from Phelpsy. And this is what I mean. Fable coming out strong from the gate.
Fable immediately letting their presence be felt despite losing someone early. This has been a you know, a close opening between these two teams. And things kind of slowed down here. I guess the crosses support one another. Here's Marsh from the mid, from the platform. The player's going to creep up on him though. Get right on top of that ledge, and that's going to be Dezo with the headshot on to Marsh. And now he's going to claim that spot. He's going to try and support his squad mates, but recognizing and hearing that there was a player on the flank, so he just needs to be very wary. That was going to be Craze, and Dezo does see him here, and he's going to charge straight forward. Player, oh, Craze comes around. He thought Craze pushed up even more so, but instead double back came around to support his teammate. Hydrone with the kill on to Sleeper. Hydrone's going to be very weak and needs to be cautious, and that is why, because Adverse met him with the Nasher right in front. Little right-hand advantage if anyone tries to challenge. They know that. They're going to play it out, and oh my goodness gracious.
I almost thought Adverse was going to be able to get away with that kill right there. It would have been exciting to see, but it does look like Fable is going to be able to recap that hill. They're going to be able to win off one. But they don't even necessarily need to cap B. They have the position. They know Ronin needs to get the break. His adverse is put full red, finally taken down by Craze. Fable looks like they're going to win the position here, but Sleeper says, not on my watch, as he takes out Phelpsy. Craze going for a flank. He needs to hit it. Yes, he does. And he goes again, gets another one. 2 kills for Craze. That's 3, Crim. You know, you got to let your teammate get that one, just for excitement factor.
Just for the montage, bro. Come on.
Exactly. He would have clipped that right there on the spot. It would have looked cool in his montage later on. So we blame Crim for that one.
Would have had some like edgy Linkin Park music. I don't know what the British like to do in their montage. Maybe some Beatles. Who knows? Who knows? But anyway, so here we go. First round going to Fable. If it keeps on like this, and indeed it will. Crim with the double kill. And there you have it. Round 1 to the European squad. Continuing on their march of domination. The story continues.
First thing I do is drop a Marxa. Don't allow Fable to block that spot off. You already know Fable is more than likely going to place a boom. So if you want the boom there, just place the boom there, or just, you know, eventually that will be placed if you continue to win. But Fable knows that Sleeper is so good with this weapon.
You are a tiny Nostradamus. Okay, that's what you are. PR.
I'm not too tiny, you know. I plan on growing later on.
You are a miniature Nostradamus. You're a pocket-sized predictor. That's what you are. A PR, the pocket-sized predictor. He threw. He said it. It's going to be the Marxa. We got the Marxas here.
But another
good call.
Like strategies coming out from Ronin. They're sending people out wide again, so they're trusting Sleeper to put that Marxa to use. And the way he's been doing it, I trust him too.
I agree. Let him do his work. Let him get to work. It's time to check in.
Trying to smoke out his vision. They probably know he's there. He's being capped up, but if you play this game enough, you know there's that line of sight where even if it's smoked, you can hit him exactly that. March is going to go down, possibly Mark as well. Ronin going for their push to retake B. Monkey and Sleeper putting that support fire down. And this is where some members of Fable need to know. You don't die for B, but that's another down coming out on the side. That's 2 downs from Sleeper. So he's not doing the flashy shotgun kills, but he's the reason these kills are being picked up by Ronin.
It's business time. He's got his business socks on. Sleeper is on the prowl. I love what I'm seeing here, forcing him back. And this is a huge potential opportunity. There was, I believe, one player actually pushing up. That is going to be Hydron, causing a little bit of a ruckus inside of the home of Ronin. As we zip into the action now. Can he come through? He's able to find one onto Monkeys, but finally will be downed by Sleeper. Who's been just so good this match.
It's a good trade, especially when the rest of your team is already pushing up on the map. That could give him control of B. Even though A is being decapped, B is going to go in favor, so they're still going to have 2 hills and an opportunity to set up. It's going to be up to Ronin here to make some sort of a push, but I want to see them try and bait out shots for Sleeper again, because right now you're just pushed up all by yourself, and this is what tends to happen for teams that are losing, especially if they're losing fights and they don't know how to fix it. They tend to do solo pushes, solo plays, stagger their spawns, and if that continues to happen, Fable's just going to run away with this.
Sleeper, one on his sights. It's going to be Phelps. He turns around and just educates Marsh. Will go down though for the time being. He's going to be picked up by his teammate, and now Ronin. They're going to swarm right through, and they're able to get B. Now, once again, they're going to start to make moves. No one's going to be behind them. No one's going to be trying to backcap. You see those marks and shots coming through, but Craze just bodied Chaos by the pickup truck. And he's holding it by himself, waiting for his squad mates to come back off of the respawn. And they're just going to have to run with their tail tucked between their legs.
There, you saw Craze getting a kill, taking some nice shots down with the shotgun. Phelpsy and Marsh picking up kills as well. If you're Ronin, you need to make sure you're making team plays, team pushes. You overextended on their home hill, no one backed out. Chaos getting a kill on Hydro, trying to push up. And this is where Phelpsy and the rest of Fable are going to shut it down and continue to move forward, even though they're actually doing one play. They're not going to move forward. They know Ronin needs to push into them. They know they also don't need to die for B. So if Ronin gets control of B, they still win off of their own home.
Yeah, they decapped him. That was it. Fable have this one in the bag. No matter what they try to do, it's going to be 2-10. You can't delay the inevitable. 2 points.
Now, if you're Ronin, you know Fable loves the boom shot and pit. You have another weapon placement. Are you going to give them the boom shot and pit fight, or are you going to try something new? Because 2 rounds in a row, we've seen strategies that you don't typically see off the initial and damn, but exactly that. The boom shot's going to be that first weapon being thrown out, or at least it's hovered right now. Maybe talking over strategies before actually placing it.
Take that time.
And one thing I want to know, are they going to give Sleeper the Marksman and get him a chance to rotate it over, or are they just going to do 5 over? Typically, you see that 5 over, maybe somebody goes towards baby steps and cuts, but I don't think there's enough time to utilize the Marksa.
Sleeper is playing, you let Sleeper get the Marksa, and you just try and hold it. You try and hold the line as long as you can. Let Sleeper get into a position. He has been the difference maker. He is 6 downs presently. We're only 2 rounds in. He's been putting in a lot of damage, putting in a lot of work, but instead it seems like they're going to opt to just 5-stack onto the boom shot. A classic fight, but the thing is, last time these 2 teams met, Ronin was struggling in the pit. Ronin was struggling to be able to get that boom shot. It's all going to come down to who's going to get the first blood, and it is going to be Fable. They get Sleeper, they get Adverse. Chaos and Desert Knight are going to fall quickly after that, and there you have it. A wipe, 5 players down, and Fable, well, they just control that whole instance, that whole initial. And this is the domination. They have no idea where the boom shot is. Boom! There you go. That's going to be one. Another one in front. Boom! That's going to be another. And there you have it. 3 rounds. 3 rounds for Fable.
Yeah, you got to question that for Fable. Like you said, they already matched up on this map, and they were struggling on that boom shot placement in pit. Maybe you throw the boom shot at B. Change it up. Throw it on plat. Do something different.
You just gave them a toy. You just gave them what they wanted. I don't know. I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Like, normally this is type of stuff you do see, and so Ronin's used to playing against it, but you know, you're throwing a shock up there, that shock's not going to be grabbed. The Marks is more than likely going to be grabbed, so you just gave Fable the fight that they want, and they already lead 3-0, so you're putting yourself deeper into a hole like you did in map number 1.
Here we go. And do they do something a little different? No. No, well, actually, it's not going to be a complete 5-stack, but it will be 5 players charging straight into the pit. Just not all the craziness here. They were able to get the first kill on some Beltsy, but the trade came immediately after as Sleeper is out of the equation. Desert Knight kill on to Craze, and now there you have it. So a different situation from what we saw before. It came down to that initial getting that first kill, and now the caps start to come in PR, but no one has gone after their A. There you go. So domination in a couple seconds here, 2 seconds remaining, and Ronin are going to get their first point on the board, and there you have it. So it was
almost the same exact round as the round prior.
Yeah,
it's going to be Ronin taking out Fable this time. So
it's just a flip of the coin, man. That's really what it is when you have a fight like that.
Very similar teams, both #1 in their region, battling it out, trying to get into our grand finals. Now it's Fable's chance here. They can put a weapon down or put that X. I don't necessarily disagree with the X. You know the fight's going to go down towards boom shot, so don't give Ronin an opportunity to get a weapon if Fable were to win this one.
You see grenades oftentimes thrown there. Could help to kind of split things up. Ronin were really good with that last time, so wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility. So a wise decision there from Fable, using their first placement to remove the platform utility. But once again, the 5-stack. They push forward here, and it's all going to come down to who gets that first blood. They traded out last time. Dezo thought he had an opportunity to go in and pick it up, and he's going to go down, march with the kill. And this is just like what we saw in round number 3. Just the kill feed lit up in blue. They marched right through there and removed them. And now this is just going to be shades of what we saw before, except this time Monkeys, he's able to stay alive, so maybe he can make his way over. He has to be so cautious too to not die here, but this is just Fable, man. They're just so good in the pit. Yeah, sure, Ronin were able to win 1, but PR, I mean, this has just been Fable through and through.
Even if the one round they won, it was because they wiped them out. You see B finally getting a triple cap. That's going to be anybody's going to be able to touch. Nobody's going to be able to touch, so 4-1. And this is where you got to make a decision. You got one last weapon slot before the half. Do you throw a drop shot on the other side of the map and hope to have some sort of a split power weapon round, or are you going to do the same thing again and just hope it swings in your favor this time around? And if you're going to put a weapon up there, it's got to be a drop shot or something that's going to take over the game or match boom, because you're not necessarily winning that boom fight, so you just send your team over to the other side of the map and pick up a potential drop shot.
Well, okay, so if they decide to put the incendiaries here,
same fight as the round before. It's not big enough to counteract the boom.
So do they need to necessarily send everyone to boom? Can they just
You have to, because it's 20-second respawns. So if one team sends 5, one team sends 4, that 5 should, on paper, win, and then they hunt down the last guy with 20-second respawns, which is a triple cap.
Questionable placement. It's a good thing I picked Fable to win this game.
Same.
All right, well, here we go. It's going to be the last fight, the last round before the half, and Adver's immediately getting the kill on Craze, and now Ronin are bouncing back. Chaos with one in front of him. You're going to have Crim as well. He's going to eat some shots there with the Nasher as he goes back in for the challenge. And he's going to have to run away now. Chaos, though, on the move. They have him surrounded, and they have him down. 5 down presently for the Europeans. As players start to come off of the respawn here. No cap quite yet, but still, though, they control the home of Fable.
It's taking a long time to capture the remaining hills. They're giving Fable an opportunity to get back in, but with Boom Shot, it's a good chance to stop that Marsh. Trying to get a break. He almost didn't get that break. Yes, Knight has the instant, and this is where if I'm Ronin, I'm going to back up and try and play damage control, and that to me is a waste of an instant almost, even though it did pick up a kill. You can't push forward off of that, so you should, you know, save those instants and get important kills. Like, people look at stats and then think a kill doesn't matter, this, and that, but how many kills are actual kills that matter? And in my opinion, that was one that did not.
Just a kill for kill's sake. Something on the scoreboard that just looks pretty, but if it doesn't get you the W, doesn't matter in the end. Monkeys with the Markza. They managed to take out Crim. So now the move starts here for the home. And the Markza, look at the damage that it just put down here. But he still gets down. Phelps, he manages to stay alive in that fight, despite eating a lot of shots from that Markza. And he's going to go pick up these shocks and now look forward to B, because he's all by himself out here.
Yep, but if you're smart right now, 25 seconds till the next boom shot is up. Ronin is smart. Like I'm saying, they're setting up for that one. They're trying to, at least as Marsh takes out Adverse, so 2 kills in favor of Ronin. It gives them an opportunity in roughly 15 seconds to get the next boom shot. And if you get that boom shot, you already have the lead. You can use that to close out the rest of this round. And I don't see any member of Fable set up to try and counterplay that boom with 5 seconds remaining on the pickup. And somebody's already in pit picking it, ready to pick it up. That's going to be Chaos. So Ronin has all the opportunity in the world to close this round out and go for 2.5.
Chaos gets the boom shot. 3 players right in front of him. There goes the shocks. Now some smokes to boot. Here we go. First boom shot goes through. That's a Pucket Rocket if I ever seen one, but he was able to get the kill there onto Hydron. Backs away. So it was only 1 kill with that boom shot. Now the fight continues, and they just don't have the upper hand as they ended up losing Chaos. Here comes Marsh, gets the down onto Desanide. Both of the members of Ronin now have to get out of this one. They have to get away. The sleeper with the Markza, but isn't going to be enough as he's low on health. Very low, 23%. All they have to do is essentially just sneeze on him and he'll go down on the ground. And that's exactly what happens, a rather aggressive sneeze as he crumbles into pieces. And Fable, they have B in their sights.
No hill is in favor of Ronin right now, so Fable is climbing back into this one. Ronin's finally going to try and capture A, but if Fable gets B, they're going to be able to climb back in. There's only roughly 7 seconds separating the 2 teams, so this is going to come down to the wire. This is an opportunity for Fable to play it as if Ronin has to push into us, they have to decap B, and then they have to decap our home eventually, because 1 for 1 is not good.
Desanide takes out Phelpsy. So close, it's all tied up. They have 1-1. Who's ticking faster? It's actually going. Fable is ticking faster here. They got to get on 1. They need to make it happen. It's going to be so close as they both cross 200 points. Now they're going to be on B. Sleeper's able to make the play happen. Can he get the double? He finds him as well. The meat shield, and that is going to give them the stack, and they have capped it. They have dominated. They have prevented it, and that will be a win. Oh,
they stole that one out from Fable's, underneath Fable's feet. That was their round right there. Close. They just needed to not die. And you saw multiple members, like 210 to 207, 208, something like that.
That was so close.
So this is an example of those small mistakes can lose you the game later on. Not necessarily right then and there in the moment, but if you make a mistake where you lose 2 seconds on your hill, maybe you didn't cap it, you actually rolled out of it. Maybe, you know, you ran past it and let the guy behind you pick it up type thing. Those are those plays. Those are those decisions that separate the amateurs from the pros.
A very scrappy play for that second point for Ronin. As we now go into the half. All items, all weapons reset out of the map. The tone of the game changes. Here comes Felsi. Oh, so close. That player had to actually bounce out of there. And now that will be Felsi. He uses a meat shield. His teammate going in to try and take him out, but immediately downed and out as Fable doubles back to their home.
Kind of scary for them to be moving up right now. I want to see them put pressure and have a pressure setup, but you can't go for the decap. You can't go for some sort of a triple tap. They're already spawning up 10-second respawns, and you just need to make sure you don't get wiped. Adver's already died to Crim, so you play damage control from here on out. Set up, make them push into you, make them waste their smokes, and then when you get kills again, you can continue the pressure. But you just got to be very, very careful and aware of the respawn timer and how many people you're eliminating and when they respawn. And that's a good thing that you can see Demise, the coach, do.
2 players down for Ronin presently. 1 for Fable off the respawn. To look out here, need to back each other up, and that is exactly what Fable's doing. And Monkey's tried to go for the challenge, but Craze is going to be able to get the double kill. And the cap for E, inevitable here. But it seems like they want to focus on F. They want to focus on the home of Ronin presently. Fable have them with their backs against the wall. The domination is going to happen in 5 seconds. Is anyone there to make the stop happen? They have to dive in. They have to push forward and get them out. Crim with the kill onto Monkeys, but Marsh is going to follow up immediately. He's going to be the last man standing. Players are going to start to push in, but that will do it. The 5th point for Fable. I like that trash talk.
Ronin, every time I see Ronin make a big play, Fable just makes a bigger and better one to take over the rest of the round. Ronin was in the lead. They had advantages, but just Fable striking right in there. But on this, you know, you can do the Marxes again to start it off, but it was the reason Ronin actually put themselves in a hole by placing that boom shot pit. And this is something different. Like I said, you don't want to place that boom shot pit. You want to throw a curveball at them. And Platt side, that's going to change the strategy. You're going to see probably 2 people hop up to Platt. You're going to see people rush through baby steps. And this is where you can throw that curveball and you have an opportunity to get back in the game. But if you're Fable, another boom shot down, you win a couple of these initials, just 2, and you win the map.
If you're Fable, you're feeling pretty good. Doesn't matter where that boom shot's placed because they've been winning these initials time in, time out. Here comes a fight. But still, though, if you get the kills, if you win this, round could be over so quickly. Adver's able to get one, and he has some support from his teammates, and they're cleaning up. They're cleaning house. Only 1 player left alive. It's going to be Craze. It's going to be Craze. Make it happen. Force him back. So weak, though. So weak, and he still manages to stay alive. Player comes around the corner. Does he challenge him? He doesn't hit the shot quite yet, but he is going to get a good one on him. Finally, he's going to be down, but Craze was really being a pain in the neck there.
Desnod and Ronin a chance with this boom shot. They're going to be only getting points for the time being. Already putting it to bad use. You died with it out. Huge plays by Felmsy again. This could be a momentum shift on the side of Fable as another member of Ronin fall, and they're wolf packing together. Marsh is going to get this revive, and another member of Ronin is going to go down, and that's another one dead for Adverse, and they know the boom shot is there. They just need an opportunity to pick it up. Fable turning the tables again. Like I said, Ronin makes a good play. Fable makes a better play.
And now they have a boom shot with 1 shot left in it. That's going to connect. Goodbye, Monkeys. All they got to do is just tackle the home, which is exactly what Phelpsy's doing. 1 player's going to be right in front. Oh, he's going to do some damage, but Adverse is going to be able to stay alive. Crazo pushes forward, and there goes the kill.
But Desnide actually sneaking around, decapping the home, and he's going to keep the train rolling. He's going to try and decap everything and give his team an opportunity to get back into this game. Desnide on E, he's going for the decap. He's doing what he can. He's actually going to go down, does get the decap. Nobody is getting any points from either team. A team kill coming out from Chaos onto Desnide. Chaos running around. He's trying to make things happen for his team. Hydro getting the kill as well. So only 3 members alive for Ronin. And this is where Chaos, he's going to try and hide. And but 45 seconds left on the next boom shot. It does look like Fable does have all the map position, but Marsh is down for the time being. This is Ronin's chance to make some plays.
Yeah, and just an FYI, everyone, we are fully aware that the action is not on your screen presently. We're working hard to rectify that one as soon as we possibly can, so apologies for that. For the time being, though, you're just going to have to go with our voices and trust the words that we're saying is guiding this matchup. A little bit of a radio broadcast here, if you will. Domination is denied, and it seems as if Fable, so close from being able to make the domination happen. 1 second remaining, and they do so. Fable are at game point. Once again, we apologize for that technical difficulty. Everyone's working hard to rectify the problem here. But the Europeans, 1 round away from moving forward to face Ghost.
You know, one thing I want to point
rematch.
out, though, Golden Boy Monkeys, only 4 kills. We were talking about how well this Slayer was doing, but he's being shut down by this Fable squad. So good by Fable to make that happen. But we're going to go ahead. And I do believe the match might be paused for a moment. That way you guys don't miss a moment of the action.
There you go. Hopefully. Boy can dream. Nope.
Nope.
Seems like it's not paused, but it's okay.
Back to the radio action.
That's right. Last round here. This is going to be tough. Now we have no audio, but it's all right, though. We will figure it out. We apologize once again for that technical difficulty.
So we're all together. We can all look at them on main stage and just get it by reaction.
Just group hug.
So whoever jumps up will win the round.
I think that is safe to say. Whoever jumps up will win the round.
So I do believe it's 6-2 map point for Fable. So as soon as you hear somebody scream, you know they'll be able to close it out. But on the side of Ronin, trying to look and gauge some reactions.
Yeah, if I'm looking at what's Fable's screen here, or Fable on the right side. Actually, I mean, I'm not going to even lie to you. I've been doing this for 8 years, but this is pretty tough.
Okay, we got something. We got a little something here.
We got
So
a
we
little
got
something,
back
something.
to the radio interview for the
I'll
time
take
being.
it. I'll take
I don't know
anything.
who we're on board with. It is somebody from Ronin. He's trying to make things happen. He does pick up a kill right now, but it does look like kills are in favor of Fable. I
3
do
down
think
for Fable.
3 or 4 members down, like you said. It's actually 5 dead for Fable. So good opportunity for Ronin to try and push into this one and go for a triple cap. As the respawns get longer, it's going to be more and more realistic for that to happen.
Yeah, we lost sight of it for the time being, and I think we might be able to get into this one. But for now, though, we do have this. So we have something, and we're just going to have to make it work, baby. This is going to be Sleefer's perspective, and he is going to get dropped. So remember, 1 round left for Fable to be able to win this one out. Ronin have to fight back. They have to figure this one out, and I tell you, this is a challenging moment here for all of us, but we're all just going to have to soldier forward.
Can we take one moment and give a round of applause to the cameraman on stage?
Yeah, I agree. Doing the Lord's work.
He gets a raise after this event.
I'm going to get him a cookie. That's what I'm going to do. Cause so I think there was an instance. We're trying to see if we can get into the action once again, folks. We do wholeheartedly apologize for that, but presently Fable, they are going to be up, and domination coming through. Fable's going to be so close. 3 seconds remaining from being able to make this happen, move on to the grand finals. Can they do it? Can they make it happen? So close, though, as Marsh picked up a double kill, but Marsh is going to get taken out. And they fight back.
So another chance for Ronin. They do trail roughly 60 or so points. They are trying to come back Sleeper, but it's going to be the boom shot in the hands of Crazed. So you got to watch out if you're Ronin. You need to make sure you don't get wiped, especially as these respawns get longer and longer. One death could mean life or death for these teams. Tournament life or death right now, as you see Sleeper full red finally taken down from Hydrone. They're not going to be able to clean up that kill just yet, but Marsh with the communication.
And we're in. I think we're in. Yes. Cleaner. Get us into the action, my friend. You got it, buddy. You got it.
But 4 dead on the side of Ronin. Monkeys, the only one left. He's actually going to be taken down as well. So Sleeper, Detonite spawning up. Fable with a huge lead there on map point. They could take away this one right now. It's Ronin doing everything they can. I sense some desperation coming out from both of these teams. Roughly 20 seconds left to win if you're Fable.
So close.
A miracle needs to happen if you're on the side of Ronin.
Does the story continue for Fable? Detonite is getting laced up, cleared away. So close. 3 points remaining to that magic number, 207, and there you have it. Fable wins, and they move on.
A very intense matchup from both teams, but Fable showing that they are here. They're not a joke. That one event was not a fluke, and that they head to the first grand finals. And I don't even know how long has Europe been in there.
How big is that, man? I mean, I don't want to say I called it, but I kind of called it. So it was a...
I totally have Fable winning game too.
Completely. It was a strategic move, okay? By blocking Plat, they gave themselves the game. Because Ronin, they were unable to adapt and adjust to Fable's gameplay. And it was as simple as that.
And I think it's a blunder as well on the side of Ronin, placing that boom shot and hit in the first half. You
Why would they put that down?
That's something I don't know. They didn't learn their lesson from the first series in the winners semifinals, and it happened again. They did it to themselves this time around.
Not only that, but that is one of Fable's strengths, is dropping that boom shot in pit, slaying out, winning those initials. And you know what? That's exactly what we saw. You kind of reminded me of myself in Mexico City when you were saying, you know what, I'm going to go against the paper. I'm going to go against the paper on paper. You know what, just based on everything's been going Ronin, but I'm going to go Fable. That's exactly what happened in Mexico City. And you know what, I kind of thought, I'm like, you know.
Is he trying to take some of your shine?
No, I'm saying, hold on, listen.
My name's Golden Boy, that's why I'm able to have
he
some
shines
shine
bright,
to give.
shines bright like a diamond. But I'm saying is, I had a feeling that he might have been on to something. You certainly were. That was a good call.
I mean, I did say Ronin was going to win game 2, but I did feel like Fable ultimately were going to win this series.
Your gut.
Yeah, you know, I think just the tone setting on Impact, that was great. Fable now, and this is the problem though, that, you know, they use that Impact pick. I mean, we're definitely not going to see it in the finals. There's no world where we're going to see Impact. There's no world where Ghosts are going to allow them to get Impact, so they just use their investment right here against Ronin. Ronin were not wise enough to remove that despite them losing on a game 1, thinking that that was maybe just like a fluke pick. Clearly not. That team knows how to play Impact. If you're Ghosts, you're taking notes. You don't want to play there.
So the question is, okay, this is going to be Fable's 3rd time playing Ronin this week. I mean, excuse me, Fable's 3rd time playing Ghost Gaming this weekend. They choked the first series, lost the second series convincingly. So now they're playing them in the championship game. Do you think they have a chance to reset the bracket?
Third time's a charm.
I think they have an opportunity to reset the bracket.
What do they have to do differently?
Is it likely?
this time?
To me, they just need to use a little bit more teamwork, and, you know, as hard as it is, they need to come up clutch.
Right.
Because Ghost Gaming throughout, you know, season 2, they've just been clutching it out time and time again when their backs are against the wall. And I'm a believer in Fable now, but I don't know if I can believe that hard.
All right.
I can't believe that.
You know what? I might have to go with PR on this one. PR knows Ghost almost more than anyone, but they have certainly made a climb. They've broken, you know, they proved that we're not 3rd team, you know, we're 2nd place team, and now they're here to prove, hey, we are the 1st place team. So they're going to go up against Fable, who has had a long run. You know, this team, top European team coming in. Now they're in the top 2. This is absolutely unheard of. It's going to be a close match. I'm hoping for a map 3.
Yeah, I do want to say, sorry to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say that I was on Twitter, and as soon as Optic were eliminated, I saw Ryan Fools, coach of Echofox, tweet with Optic out of the tournament, with Echofox out of the tournament. This is Ghost's tournament to win, and. You know, when I was thinking about that statement at first, I said, oh, you know what, I totally agree with Ryan there. I mean, it makes a lot of sense.
But
on paper.
That's the big but.
The juicy but.
Why we keep sleeping on Fable? You know? Like why why does it feel like the top North American teams, despite them losing to Ghost, that was such a close game, why are we still sleeping on these international teams? They're hungry. They want the W. They want the championship. Stop sleeping and wake up.
Like exactly what he said. I know in Gears of War 3, you know, Hypha Stations, you know, he had the teams, you know, flying out here. They didn't have that great showing. I haven't seen a European team place well since Gears of War 1 Dignitas.
Yeah, and that was so long ago. I mean, this is the best international team that we've had in a long time. I mean, shout out to Ronin. They're great. They played 2nd last year. But this Fables team is something else, man. And I'm really excited to see how they're going to match up against Ghost Gaming. I think they have a chance, to be quite honest, because, like I said, they're still learning throughout this tournament. And now that they've played Ghost twice before, I mean, you know, they should have a discussion with themselves to choose how they want to go about these fights to put it in their favor. And I really think, you know, they have a chance. But they're going to have to strategize around their strengths.
They don't have a lot of time to do it.
Oh, no, not at all. Not at all. But congratulations to Ghost Gaming and Fable. They will be in your championship game here in Las Vegas. But before we go to that match, let's go to a video with Ghost Gaming.
I was born in Puerto Rico, and I lived there until I was 4 years old. From Puerto Rico, I moved to New York City. We really struggled coming up in the United States. My uncle, he gave us a place to stay, and it was really tight. It wasn't like the best living environment. The pipes were leaking. We only had 1 bed to sleep in. You know, the money wasn't there. I didn't have much friends or anything like that. I used to be bullied in school because I didn't speak the language. It really made me hate my life, to be honest with you. My uncle and my cousins, it was like a family thing. They introduced boxing to me. I just fell in love with turning all that negativity into positivity. I saw a change within myself. I became a little bit more confident. My brother, when we were boxing, he would always say, sleepy time make you leave with your teeth behind. It just stuck with me. I was first introduced to gears through my brother. My brother said, yo, you want to play? And I said, yeah. I'll pick General Ram, which to me was like the scariest character, so I thought I was going to win. And my brother, he would just beat me up constantly. I just like fell in love with the competitiveness that I had with my brother because it was like a bonding moment with me and him. And I just kept playing the game nonstop. I knew I was good enough to compete when I started in game battles. People would send me messages saying, oh, you're really good, or what's your sensitivity, what clan are you a part of, do you want to join my clan? The struggles I had to overcome to become a pro player would have to be the language barrier. I actually wanted to join a team back in Gears 2, I believe. The leader at the time of the team, he told me, you know, that there's no way we're picking you up, like I could barely understand you. Not being able to communicate with my teammates at that time did push me to learn English faster.